Hello and welcome back here to Prior's Flat this afternoon. We're back on here after our short rain break and the tea break. Percy Main 123 for 9, and there's a high shot, and they could be all out here. Yes, and they are 123 all out, Percy Main, just as you joined us here on Cricket West Tyne on Speaker Internet Radio and on YouTube via the Cricket West Tyne channel. So, who was that got that wicket? I just looked up and it was Tom Cant who got the last wicket there. So he gets one to finish that, the Percy Main innings. So Percy Main 123 all out in the 39th over. Now the main news here to bring you is that we've been reduced to 41 overs per innings by the umpires, Hall and Tomlinson. They're just making their way off now. So we've had tea, so we'll have a 10-minute break in between, and trust us just to come back on as soon as there's going to be nothing happening out on the field. But perhaps you can just pick up the applause outside our broadcasting area here. So we're going to have a 10-minute break here, and we're going to just go through what's happened, I think. A quick brief explanation of what's happened in the Percy Main innings. We started on time, and then it was David Newton who really got things going, taking 4 wickets. The first 4 wickets of the Percy Main innings, and those wickets fell at 16, 17, 17 and 19. So they've done well, Percy Main, here this afternoon to bring themselves back, and it was down not least to Andrew Green, who had an innings of, before the rain break, of 36, some lovely hook shots and pull shots and a good drive as well. Laurie Robson too, he made 27, the young lad, young Laurie Robson, 27 he made in a nice innings, and Fraser Oates before that played the long innings, but he couldn't get many runs away, and it really was the case that David Newton was on fire when he first started, helped out maybe a little bit by the pitch, but out there and the humid conditions as well here at Hexham this afternoon. But then it was Sam Peter got himself a wicket as well. He opened the bowling with David Newton, and then it was Callum McCabe as well. He took 4 wickets, so 4 wickets each for David Newton and Callum McCabe, and what an afternoon it's been for those two. Tom Cant took the other wicket, he's just taken the last wicket there, and as I've just said, Sam Peter took a wicket as well. So the rain break came when the scores were at 115 for 8, just not very long ago now. We went off for rain at about 25 past 3, and tea was taken 10 minutes after that, and play resumed. The tea break finished at 4 o'clock. And play resumed at 4:45 as the Tynedale lads all got out there in a great effort to get the covers off, and the pitch dried out. The water hoglets were out there being pushed around, and the pitch was dried up, and the umpires took the players back on at 4:45. And then that was it. We came back on at 4:45, and we lasted about 15 minutes. The last wicket there, 2 wickets in that 15-minute session of play there. Another catch for Crichton. He took an excellent catch just moments before they went off in heavy rain as well, diving high to his right, taking it one-handed from the bowling of McCabe. And the rain was quite heavy then, so it was even better that he caught it in such conditions. You found your glasses.
Yeah, I was checking my head.
That's Stacey there. She's just come and got her glasses off the sideboard next to us here. But there we go. That was a good catch, and then the last catch there from Crichton, he took it behind the stumps, quite standing close up, and the last wicket there caught by Rainford for Tynedale. So there we go. Percy Main finish at 123 all out in the 39th over, and in a game that's been reduced to 41 overs per side. So there was only, how many was that? There was 32 gone when we went on after the rain. So we just had 9 overs anyway in that, and Percy Main, the last 3 batsmen therefore, Percy Main lasted until the 39th. So Tynedale have 41 overs to get to 124 to win in this match. Both teams losing 9 overs off their innings. So the sun's shining again here now. The cloud is broken up. The weather's coming across from the west, and it just seems to be the rain actually came from our right hand side across over towards the town centre in Hexham there, and the grey clouds sort of snuck up on us from that side, but they're broken up a bit now. We've got plenty of blue sky amongst us at the minute, and a few of the wicket ends out there are protected, and that seemed to be one of the problems why we couldn't get back on quite so soon as we might have liked here at Prior's Flat. Jamie Crichton was out there with a big sponge doing a war dance on it, but he's been tremendous behind the stumps this afternoon. He's taken a few catches as well, and one of them, as I said before, was a superb dive up to his right hand side. So it looks like the players have all set themselves, and we've supposed to have 10 minutes between. There's Paul Newton. He'll not be batting till later on if he's needed at all. He's got his shorts on. He's away for a wander over to the far side. The Percy main fielders are out there. We'll just see what's going on. They've got the bar towels hanging from the waistbands on their trousers as well, because the green outfield, it's not green at all. There's the hot weather, there's plenty of burnt, darkened, tanned coloured patches where the grass on the outfield has got the heat, and it'll be quite greasy out there at the moment still, although there is a breeze blowing, so hopefully that might dry it up quite a bit as the afternoon progresses into evening here at Prior's Flat. So the situation, 123 all out, Percy main. I can see Taylor having a little practice ball there. So the Tynedale batsmen, the Tynedale team, just in the dressing rooms. We can't see them here, but they're just through the wall to our left hand side. We're broadcasting from in the clubhouse this afternoon. We're behind fine leg or third man, or long on or long off. That's where we look from either side when the bowling's coming from each end of the ground. The clubhouse end here, the gasworks end at the top there. A few spectators over by the scoreboard now, just down on the seats across there. A new seat getting placed across there tomorrow for the late Walter Henricks. There's a seat being dedicated to that long-time club and life member here at Tynedale. Tomorrow morning, tomorrow afternoon it is. Anybody who wishes to come, they may gather here at 1 o'clock for a 2 o'clock dedication. And his seat is going over by the scoreboard, where there's a good photo. If you look on the Tynedale Cricket Club Facebook page, you'll find a good photo there of him sitting over by the scoreboard. That was his usual place to sit, and it had to be sunny. That was the one spot that was always sunny. On a good day, it's always sunny across there, because most of the heat diverts itself back on them corrugated tin plates that are behind the seats across there, making the fence. They stretch beyond the scoreboard, behind the scoreboard across in that top corner. And there's one or two people out on the new decking here. The decking furniture looks very well, by the way. I was looking across at it there, the new tables and seats. There's some reclining ones there as well, but I can see a few people sitting over there now. I better not give their names away, because it's not quite finished yet. It was supposed to be an open day today, opening the decking, but because it hadn't quite been finished with the front part on, I think any celebrations might be being overheld. But the pizza van will be here tonight. According to the board behind me here at Prior's Flat, that's Fire and Door. That's Ross Keady and his and co. Fire and Door, the pizza van. I think they're coming tonight. I think it's I don't know if they've been held up, but they should be here later on as well. So the Tynedale innings, there's the two batsmen out there for Tynedale now. Tom Cant is out there, the captain, and Sam Mannion at the far end. So Tom Cant to take the strike first, and he'll have one slip, a gully, a point, an extra cover, a mid-off, a mid-on, a mid-wicket and a square leg. So here we go then. Anderson to start off, and Cant drives, but it goes straight along the ground there, and it's picked up on the double bounce by mid-off, and there is no run. So 124 is the target for Tynedale here in the second innings. We're underway. Good afternoon and welcome here to the Cricket West Tyne programme on Spreaker, on internet radio and via the YouTube channel Cricket West Tyne. Cant forward in defence this time, and the ball runs square along the ground. It's picked up quickly there, and I think that was Boyd who picked that one up and throws it round the offside field. There was no run, so the score is still 0 for 0. Cant on strike. And thank you again to the Royal Oak Hotel and Experts in Business. Here's the next one now. Cant up on his toes this time, defending down to the offside, and there's no run again. The Royal Oak and Experts in Business, the business consultancy, Cant and Grizzland Dairy Products, and I must mention as well that the Tynedale Beer Festival is coming to a conclusion tonight after a sad event where they had to cancel on Thursday night for the high winds here in the Tyne Valley. But I was down there last night, so get yourself down tonight if you've got tickets and enjoy yourself. But there's the next one, and Cant just plays this one down, and there's no run. The ball just rolls back to the bowler away from us here. The field's still the same here, and if you can hear any clanking on the microphone, the plates are just being cleared away from behind us here. But here's the next ball now. Cant to face. Cant goes forward and defends, and it runs off square, and it's picked up there at wide gully, and there's no run. So Tynedale 41 overs they have to make this 124. 124. 41 overs. So here's Anderson again up at the top end. Here he comes now, bowling to Cant, and playing a miss outside the off stump there. And he did play that one, Cant. He went forward and it lifted a bit, as we've seen so far throughout this match this afternoon. So there we go, end of the first over of Tynedale's reply. It's 0 for no wicket. Still 124 needed of 40 overs now. And Cant and Mannion have opened up for Tynedale, so as usual, it'll be Sam Mannion who's to face the next ball here. And he'll bat from the top end. He's up on the crease there now, just taking a guard from the umpire Tomlinson, who's just taken the bowler's cap and sweater there. And it's going to be Mannion who just scrapes a little mark in the ground. So the wicketkeeper standing up here. We've got one slip, a gully, a deep point, an extra cover, a mid-off, a mid-on, a mid-wicket, a backward square leg and a fine leg. Mannion defensive this time, and the ball runs out square again, out towards point there where it's picked up, and there's no run. And here's Mannion again, just sets himself, same field, no change yet. Sun just disappears for a minute here. Drive, edge, over the vacant second slip area, and it runs up to third man for 4 runs. Umpire Tomlinson there just signals. Now that was, he went for that drive shot. He likes that drive early on in these innings, and he edges. There's a first slip in place, but it went wide and high of the chop there, and it runs up towards, just to the right of the scoreboard for the boundary. And I think that's where the difficulty might come with the ball pitching as it did there on a good length. Just wasn't there to drive that one. But Mannion again, 2 slips in place now. They've reacted, Percy made to that one. 2 slips in a gully. Mannion forward and just defends it into the offside towards the tennis courts, but it's stopped there. It showed extra cover and there's no run. And Mannion now on strike again, just prepares to receive the next ball here. Just defends this one from the crease, and the ball runs square again, and it's picked up there at wide gully, and there's no run. And it's Oates who's bowling from this clubhouse end with his waft of black curly hair, short back and sides haircut. He's another long-legged fella. He runs in now and bowls, and there's Mannion who plays away to square leg, picked up just in front of the umpire there, and again there's no run. And Oates gets the ball back. 4 for no wicket now, Tynedale. So 120 to win this match. He has Oates again now, bowls to Mannion, and that one's not cleanly stopped down the leg side, but pitched well, and just the line a little bit wrong there, and Mannion is safe enough after the end of the second over. 4 for no wicket, and it's going to be Anderson again from that top end. David Anderson. And it's going to be Cant on strike. He's averaging at a good rate so far this season, with the last 4 innings of 38, 1, 17 and 32. As Anderson's into him now and bowls outside the off stump. Well pitched, but can't be able to leave that one alone. And the ball goes round the offside field. And Cant sets himself again now, ready to come in and ready to face up to Anderson, who's back at the end of his mark now. And Cant averaging at 40.5 for the season so far, and he's forward this time, pushing to the left hand of extra cover there, but he doesn't get a run. They looked for it there, the Tynedale batsmen, but 41 overs to get these runs, 124 they need to win. And Cant just surveys the field, one slip in a gully, a cover point, an extra cover, mid-off, mid-on, a mid-wicket and a square leg. Here's Anderson again now, troops in towards us here and bowls. Cant is forward again and plays this one out to, again, square to cover point there where it's picked up, and Boyd just throws it back to one of his mates up on that side, and there's no run. It's still 4 for no wicket. Cant is, no, it hasn't scored yet. Mannion's the one with that loopy 4 over the top of the vacant second slip area, but here's Anderson to Cant. Back and plays this one out under the offside, and there's no run. Mannion, on the other hand, at the other end, he's just leaning on his bat at the moment. He hasn't had a straightforward start of the season. He's just averaging 16 from his 8 innings. Cant 40.5 from his 8, but Mannion's battling through. He'll battle on, the young lad. And here's Anderson again now bowling to Cant. Cant pulls this one high for 6 runs, is it? 6, yes. Umpire Hall there just signals. Just dropped of a length, and it got up, but not very fast. It came slowly off the pitch, and Cant swiveled luxuriously onto it and just got the middle of the bat, and it flew for 6 into the safety nets by the tennis courts across to the left there. So he goes to 6, the score at 10. And back from the crease this time, and plays back to extra cover this time. And there's no run. Oh, they're looking for an overthrow here, and that was a bad throw there from quite close in, right over the wicketkeeper's head, but it didn't matter. That's the end of the over. 10 for no wicket. There was no runs there. Cant 6, Mannion 4. And we might as well put in, don't forget you can go to the Royal Oak Hotel all summer. Them tasty Sunday dinners up there are nice, as well as a good menu as well, a good variety. It's been a bit like the weather today, variable, it's variety. That's what you need when it comes to pub grub up at the Royal Oak there. So if you do fancy going up to Cornsay Colliery, just out of Lanchester, you can do. Look for the pub, Royal Oak, at the bottom of the hill, 1 Commercial Street, as Oates starts again, and there's a drive from Mannion, but it goes straight along the ground to extra cover, and there's no run. Do ring ahead, 0191 373 4224, or if you're travelling by SatNav, it's DH79BN. You can phone ahead for details, and Sonia and Ian up there will make you very welcome, as well as the gorgeous food as well. But Oates again now to Mannion, balls outside the off stump. Full pitch that time, but Mannion lets it go through to the keeper, and there's no run. The ball just comes round the offside field now, and Oates gets a little catch popped up to him there. His shirt still tucked in, his shirt sleeves on, the wind just ripples through his shirt just a little bit as he goes in again to bowl now. Here he is, bowls to Mannion, and that's down the leg side, and there's no run because Mannion didn't get anything on it there. It's still 10 for no wicket. And Mannion just retreats towards square leg there, out at the top end. Oates bowling away from us here. Here he goes again now. Oates bowling to Mannion. Mannion watches this one past the off stump, and the keeper takes it nicely and throws it up here towards Boyd, who catches it, and he'll pop a little catch up to Oates. So no run again there for Tynedale. As he has Oates again now. 2 slips in a gully in place. Moves in. Mannion, who just plays it down into the leg side, and it rolls square towards the umpire, where it's picked up just in front of the man in the white flat cap there, Umpire Hall, who's just marked something in his notebook. I don't know what, but he just retreats his hands to his pockets now. The breeze seems to have dropped just a little bit here, but here's Oates again now, bowling to Mannion. Mannion plays with a perfectly straight bat, a well-pitched ball there on off stump, and the ball just trickles back down the pitch, and it's picked up, and that's the end of the over. So 4 gone now of 41. We've been reduced to 41 overs here. We had a bit of a rain break earlier in the afternoon. So 41 overs to make 124, Tynedale. It's 10 for no wicket at the minute, and this is the 5th over coming up. And Umpire Hall there just having a little bit of trouble with his flat cap. The wind, I think, was about to take it away, and he's just taken it off now and stuffed it inside his left pocket there in his long coat. So he's hatless. Anderson's in, and Kant drives a full ball this time up the ground there towards mid-off, and there's no run. It's picked up off the ground, and Anderson just troops back towards his mark now. His little red towel hanging out from behind his back, the waistband at the back of his trousers there. He looks like a red squirrel, but here he comes now. He's turned and he comes and bowls, and that's bowled outside the off stump, and there's no run because Kant let it through to the wicket keeper. He didn't have to play that one. It's still 10 for no wicket. That was well pitched. Kant saw it early, just went forward a tad, and saw there was no movement on the ball, and let it through to the wicketkeeper. Now here's Anderson again. Up he comes towards us here. Kant this time plays back and just drives it down the pitch, but it was in the air for a little while, but well short and wide of Anderson there, and the ball bounces and hobbles out just to the left of the non-striker's end stumps there, which is the leg side, and up to mid-on where it was fielded off the ground and thrown back to Anderson. So Anderson to Kant. Kant digs another full ball out there, and the ball this time just goes on the bounce out towards mid-wicket onto one of the cut pitches across on that left-hand side from us here, over towards the tennis courts and the practice nets, and it's picked up off the ground, and there's no run again. Here's Anderson again now, just turns at that top end. In he comes to Kant. Kant drives a full ball again up towards wide mid on this time, and it's quickly stopped by a nice sliding stop there, but this time they get a single. Kant gets 1 to his total, which takes him to 7, and the Tynedale score goes to 11 for no wickets. And here's Anderson now, just settles himself to run in again towards us here. Mannion this time just plods the ball down into the leg side where it goes to backward square leg, and he picks it up off the ground there, the fieldsman, and that's no run there, and the score stays at 11 for no wicket after 5 overs here. Cant 7 not out, Mannion 4. And I'll keep saying that we've been reduced to 41 overs here this afternoon. 41. And it'll be Cant to take strike at the next at the start of the next over, and it's going to be Fraser Oates again to bowl. He's going to take up the attack with one slip and a gully close in to the wicket here. In goes Oates to Cant, who just rocks back and plays out to mid-wicket. Came across the ball there, was well pitched again, and it did get up just short of a length, and it was played into the ground, and it was picked up quickly and thrown in. There was no run there to Tynedale. Now here's Oates again. He's going to run in, past umpire Tomlinson. He's there and bowls, and there's Cant again, plays this one from the crease into the leg side, but a little straighter this time. Again, it was well pitched, heading for middle and off, and it got up again about into just below the ribs this time, but Cant was well back into line and fended it out nicely, and he was safe enough as he takes up his stance again. The right-handed batsman, the captain of Tynedale, Tom Cant. Here's Oates bowling to him, and that was a fuller length this time, and it seemed to skid on, and Cant just brought the bat down in time, playing from his crease there, and the ball goes out just in front of square over towards the tennis courts on the offside, where it's fielded off the ground. And there's no run. It's still 11 for no wicket. Cant on strike, 7 not out. And here is Oates again. Fraser Oates. Up he goes to bowl to Cant. This one was a slower ball, and it pitched on a good length, and it rose a little bit, and Cant was coming forward there, and he just had to check the shot and bring the bat up. It sort of jumped at him just a little bit there, but there was no run. So it's still 11 for no wicket. Cant there on strike, 7 not out. And 1 wicket for the Tynedale captain in the Percy main innings. There's the next one. Drive this time, but it just goes mistimed, and it goes out along the ground, and it's fielded there at cover, extra cover, and there's no run. Now we've got the sun back just a little bit. Plenty of clear blue sky way across to our right hand side. But here's Oates again. Cant this time just tries to flick it away past from his pads there, but it was aimed down the leg side, and that was a good take by the wicketkeeper there for Percy Main, diving to his left, and he quickly runs up to this end, our end here, and it's still 11 for no wicket after 7 overs here, 6 overs. Cant 7 not out, no extras yet. Mannion still there on 4 not out. And Anderson to take up the attack again for Percy Main. And he comes. And there's an edge, it's dropped. It's dropped at first slip. Mannion there played forward to a well-pitched ball, just the finest of edges past the wicketkeeper, and it's dropped at first slip, so the first chance goes begging here. In this second innings at Priors Flat, and the score at 11. Mannion is let off on 4, so he sets himself again now. Anderson coming in to bowl again. He's there and bowls, and Mannion's forward this time, and he manages to smother the ball down squarely. It was well pitched, but he was well forward and just closed the bat on it. It hit the inside half of the bat there, and hit the ground about 4 yards from the bat, and rolled off towards square leg, towards the tennis courts, across to our left here, where it was picked up. No run. Still 11 for no wicket. Here's Anderson again now. Bowls, and Mannion drives, and he's going to get 4 for that one. Yes, up past mid-off. And there's the umpire just signals there. That was he likes that shot. It went in the air for just a little bit, but the fielder soon gave up on any chance of trying to catch it there. And it was just a bit over-pitched, and he got forward and drove it. That shot he quite likes. So it's 15 for no wicket now. Now here's Anderson on his way in, bowling with 1 slip and a gully. And Mannion this time just plays defensively from the crease, and there's no run. It remains 15 for no wicket. And Anderson just gets the ball back now. There's plenty of bird life going about the ground today. Still haven't seen a rabbit, but it's Anderson to bowl again. Here he comes, bowling to Mannion. That was a full toss which he drove, and it just runs up there to the straight mid-on position, just on the leg side, just to the left of the bowler's end stumps at the far end, along the ground, and it's picked up and it's thrown back to Anderson the bowler. So Mannion sets himself again. Wicket keeper close up behind the stumps, first slip in a gully. Anderson bowls, Mannion drives, a lovely shot on drive there, and it was in the air about the height of the stumps, whizzes past the umpire and past the fielder there, quite wide at mid-on, and rushes up towards the boundary, and it crosses over, and he gets 4 runs at the end of the 7th over there. So Mannion's gone to 12. The score is at 19 for no wicket Tynedale, and they need 124 to win from 41 overs. So that's where we're going to finish here on the Royal Oak and the Experts in Business and the Canton Brislin broadcast this afternoon for our second, it's our third broadcast really, but our second burst of commentary. So we'll be back at 6 o'clock, and we'll leave you with a score at Tynedale 19 for no wicket, chasing 124 to win, and it's 23 for no wicket now, because Mannion is just can't this time hits a 4 over towards the tennis court. So that's where we leave it until 6 o'clock. Yeah, Tynedale 23 for no wicket, Cant 11, Mannion 12, and 124 needed off 41 overs. Speak to you again in half an hour's time at 6 o'clock.